They could first do the Mars.
Warlock it is.
It is the Warlock.
And the Centaur pick.
Okay.
Now, does Mind Control play Mars? Is that in there? Yeah,
Wow,
there you
I
go.
think they had the
There's your
instant answer ready.
I think that Mind Control plays Mars.
I love it when they do these picks like this because they're like, yeah, we knew you were going to pick Centaur. So they instantly pick, and you're like, well, we knew you were going to do Rubik Mars. So they instantly pick the Grimstroke, and now we're just into the bands. You know, the whole pick phase took 5 seconds. So these two coaches can be like, we're so smart.
But that is also one of the things that you already prepare when going into a series like this. If you're not going to get IO, if you're not going to get TA, you kind of know what you're going to get.
Usually the first bans and picks are set for the first game.
Right, they do this, we do this.
Exactly, and then you go off of that. Because as a drafter, you pretty much are 90% certain what the team is going to do. Unless they have like their own completely crazy strategy.
Even more so for like game 2, game 3. Like you go into game 1, you don't know for sure what they're going to ban. But after you've played game 1, you know what they banned last game, and you know what they may ban based on the game you just played.
And you know what crushed you, so you ban it.
Yes. I'm sure Liquid expected TA to be banned.
Should have picked that Grimstroke a little slower. Now they're using the reserve time on the ban.
Yeah.
Nice.
That clock management wasn't worth it.
I mean, this Lifestealer ban is pretty much covering for the Centaur. Centaur struggles versus that hero in the laning stage. I think
similar thing with the Shadow Shaman, right? Classic partner with the Centaur, so...
Yeah, now you're thinking, like, maybe a hero that we did see picked a lot when Lifestealer is banned is Lone Druid, but I'm not so certain about that. We'll see.
I feel like he hasn't had a great tournament.
Some games. I believe it's Gambit that won 2 in a row with Shen and Lone Druid, but then failed afterwards to Alliance.
And we don't really know whether Liquid have a Lone Druid player anymore. Is the other thing. Not just a hero, I feel like you can just pick when it's a good Lone Druid game.
I'm just saying that Nyx is good versus Centaur and Lone Druid.
Oh, you're saying Vici Gaming? Yeah, okay. Sure.
I have a question. We saw this hero a lot in both Liquid and Vici Gaming, well, at the start of the tournament, but mostly in previous tournaments. Abaddon was like the dominant position 5, crushing lanes left, right, and center. Well, mostly on the side.
Yeah.
Where did he go?
He got nerfed, first and foremost, as your suicide isn't as effective as it used to be. And also, there are some position 5s that are just as good right now or more important, such as Warlock, with which you can just heal the target as well.
It doesn't have a team fight impact, which is one thing that he's a little different than a lot of these other 5s that are now starting to come up to the top. I was asking a couple players about that because I was kind of on the same boat. I was like, man, that Ava's still pretty strong. Like some games, you start winning with this hero, and then you get to the mid game of the team fights, and you're so annoying. Like you're constantly dispelling off one of your cores. You can just run in the middle of the fight. You can't die, but overall, these other 5s have looked a little better.
Yeah, Oracle banned out by Vici Gaming.
Hey, Dragonite ban. Is that a Wind Ranger pick incoming?
It's almost certainly going to be like a 4th pick Wind Ranger, and then they have last pick for Miracle. Or even 3rd pick the Wind Ranger. This is why Vici should just steal the Wind Ranger.
Not worth it. Yeah, the Tim support Wind Ranger with a Centaur. I'd almost allow that instead and just give it a Fade.
That would be hilarious, actually. Support
is...
Wind Ranger, I'd be down.
This Oracle ban is very interesting for me. I wonder what they're planning. Why is it banned out? Like Darkseer isn't something that they want. Batrider, probably not.
Probably just
they
like a good Kuro hero that's left in the pool. They're probably just kind of considering.
This guy, Disruptor on the other side from the Team Liquid, looking really strong versus the Centaur, versus the Stampede later on.
This is Vici's hero. They're the ones who've been picking this for old DY. Now that's more like it.
Now that's...
More Disruptor games, yes please. So Liquid last game had a ton of vision. We had the traps going on, right? There were just some general wards going A, constantly spamming all those little ice vortexes.
You don't right now.
No.
Definitely.
It's just Disruptor.
I like the support combo from Vici Gaming. This makes a lot more sense than in that last game with IO and Spirit Breaker. You have the Earth Spirit combination with the Grimstroke. Inkswell is so good combined with Rolling Boulder.
Yeah. And these are 2 supports on Liquid that Earth Spirit, if he has a good game, can feast on.
Yeah. Very hard to play Disruptor versus the Earth Spirit. Makes you throw down a bad kinetic field. You can't just Glimmer because he's always going to have Dust, so it's basically worthless versus him.
You can glimpse him instantly as he rolls in on you, but...
That's like a bad sign when using Glimpse defensively.
Exactly.
It's like the catch in a way. You don't want to use it to just push back an Earth Spirit.
At the same time, you have 2 walls to protect you from the Stampede. You have the kinetic field and you have Mars. Mars is usually considered, at the moment at least, like a counter to Centaur because of that. You just put that arena up, no one's running anywhere. And yeah,
Wow.
TA has been banned out. Like,
Yep.
Do you guys think we'll see a power shot into Vision for a glimpse? That'd be pretty hype.
Ooh.
That'd be nice. All right, that's a Vici hero.
Yep.
That's a comfort hero.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
think that's the lesson from game 1. Let's pick comfort heroes.
I mean, you got Inkswell, you got Stampede.
Yeah.
You're a really helped out DP.
Yeah, so far, everyone on a comfort hero on VG Gaming, whereas last game, both Ori and DY, kind of in unfamiliar territory.
Tough call here for your last pick, though, for Vici, because I usually like a lot of sustain with a Death Prophet, just like all these helping hands. And I mean, we already said the Stampede and the Inkswell,
Yeah.
but not a lot of position ones that can really offer that. Like these core auras aren't generally that good for the Death Prophet, other than like a Necrophos or something, but probably unlikely to see that here.
I mean,
they can get like a true position 1 on VG Gaming, something that just scales super well later
Yeah.
on in the game.
this normally their bread and butter has been like the paparazzi troll warlord.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it looks like a
If-
troll game versus the Mars.
Exactly.
If
Just
not
you need
tro-
a strong laner.
Yeah, either troll or jug are the two that stand out to me, I think.
I think I like Jug a little bit more, but they have played Troll a lot more often, I
Yes.
guess, with the Death Prophet.
And the
Troll's
healing
the-
ward does feel good though with the DP though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And troll's kind of the stronger laner.
And
It's
they
one of
ban
the,
out the Trolls, so...
yeah, it's just one of the few range carries in lane that can really bully the lane and then also allow the supports to... You talk about the synergy between Earthspirit and Grimstroke, that those supports can leave the lane and leave
Yeah.
Troll alone because he
thi-
is self-sustainable.
Yeah, I think Jug, with that Grimstroke, is probably one of the heroes that can deal with Mars as well. But you need to give that Jug an advantage early on. If Mind Control has a good start, a good game versus Jug Grimstroke, like that lane can be very problematic for Vici Gaming. If they go with the Jug, that is.
Ooh, how about that one then? Sven?
Sven?
Oh, banned. Never mind.
Banned. Yeah, I was like, Sven? Can it be?
There's
Is
a
it
9-6
possible?
Sven.
Sven's still
No,
in the
no,
pool?
no, no, no.
Just keeping us on our toes, Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My bad.
Destin.
Just got thrown off guard by the plushie.
It's not worth going for an MKB carrier, is it? I feel like that's always tempting. I guess Troll was sort of a decent one, honestly. But like a Weaver or something, I mean, Weaver into Disruptor, Weaver into
Yeah.
Rubik, no thank you.
Well, jug, at least you get it like third item maybe
Yeah.
if you want after your Manta Diffusal, your Maelstrom.
He's just
Yeah.
too good.
Yeah, Jug is just...
Jug or Troll.
It's just a solid hero, that's it. Like, no matter what's happening in the game, you can pick Jug and
Oh,
be like,
dear.
all right, this is
Plus
going to work.
Sven gets first phase ban now. Wow,
Yeah.
damn.
And you can't pick those kind of more unconventional carries when Liquid have the counter pick. You have to pick something that's safe because Jug doesn't have any really hard counters.
Exactly.
If you go like, your TBs or your Arc Warden that we saw Vici Gaming do once, those heroes have counter picks that you can't play into.
Just pick AM, Lo. Just go again.
They have relatively weak laning supports, though, this time. Rubik and Disruptor. Yeah, Disruptor's okay in some lanes, but definitely not any sort of pressure into his lane, and a hero that he can't really bully out, like with...
Any hard carry you
Thunder
pick
Dragon.
right now versus Centaur isn't going to have a really good time on that lane, or shouldn't have at least.
Well, and unlike last game, they can just tri-lane versus tri-lane into the AM as well. You can leave the Centaur down bottom to 1v1 the Mars and just tri-lane anti-mage.
Yeah, your tri-lane is sick on the side of Vici Gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Morph was a really good ban, actually.
That's really what enabled the AM last game is the fact that Vici could not tri-lane.
Yeah, they got to dig kind of deep here for a miracle hero. I mean, what are our position ones that can carry this game out here? Going into a...
Can you get a Raid King for Miracle? You don't want that, right?
Doesn't feel good.
Does feel like one of those heroes, though, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah. Looks really good right now, but
I kind of like it, too, because he's covered by the Mars, he's covered by the Stag Storm, he has follow-up Shackle Shot.
He's played quite a bit of Ember when it comes to pairing up with the Wind Ranger and all that.
they go with
Oh, the
Slark.
Slark.
Slark there. That's a much more miracle
Yeah.
hero, right?
Yeah.
Something you need that skill factor. You need
How
that
did we
little bit
forget
of an
about-
edge, push it to the limit, hit the ulti.
How did we even forget about the Slark?
Yeah.
Like, it's the only thing we've been talking about for quite a long time.
And it's
Slippery little fish.
good against the tanky Centaur,
Jeez.
good against Jug. We can just...
Slark answer. There's no Void, there's no Doom, there's nothing that, no kind of disable that won't be packed it off. you give him the ability to take over a game once you're at the 30-40 minute mark. And this is one of those games, though, where I feel like the Wii Ranger will get an opportunity to shine. You are favored against DP in the laning phase, and if you get ahead, you get the early phase boots, look to see him start getting very aggressive around the map. Also, Mars for mind control in the first 2. I did not expect that from Liquid.
Yeah, like putting mind control into something a little bit more interesting. Like, at least he has, I wouldn't say he's got escape mechanisms, does he?
Yeah.
Oh, we are rejected.
To be fair, it's great synergy with the Disruptor, and I imagine they were planning on taking it later, but the Liquid lineup is very squishy and susceptible to being dove hard. And Vici, you've got so much chasing and catch potential. Centaur, Jug, the Grimstroke, Inkswell, Earth Spirit, Disruptor, Rubik need to be able to play in the back of team fights. You don't want to be in a scenario where you're just getting dove hard, and Vici can definitely do that with this lineup.
Yeah. But they need to get off to a good start inside their laning phase. So they are going to try and build it up with at least some sort of contest over top. We're going to start the same way we did before. This time around, Vici doesn't have the Iron Shell, so there's not that big damage amplification. But Miracle's the one on the front lines. He went Essence Shift level 1, so he will not battle this, but on bottom lane, you're still going to have GH actually grabbing both of those bounties. So it's going to be a straight 2-for-2 trade-off. But also interesting to watch GH already being down here. Boots first on the Rubik. Mind Control sees the lanes, and he's already started the walk.
And interesting, Liquid kept MC middle because they wanted to ensure that they got the favorable lanes, and that means they want him against Centaur because that's the lane he's heading towards. Makes sense because if he's in a tri-lane situation up top against a Jug, we've seen this over and over where you just get dove, Mars dies a couple times, it doesn't have much of a game, but you are favored against the Centaur 1v1.
It's just interesting to watch, like having GH down here. So what does VG do? Like, are they happy with this? Where they've got 3 heroes against Miracle. They want to make sure this Slark doesn't get off to a good start. And they're already starting on. Paparazzi with the spin and the kick from Fade. Not to mention, you've got the stroke. Everything is there. And first spot is spilt on Miracle. But she didn't have that instant counter from GH, but with the Fade Bolt and the damage from Thunderstrike, Paparazzi is the revenge kill into the 2 supports.
That's insane. And that evens. Sure, you get first blood on Papa, but he wasn't able to spend his gold to
Kuro wants to go
before
for
dying.
more. Thunderstrike's out. GH will have another Fade Bolt available in a second, and this is just that early damage available, but Fade. Well, that stroke of Fade is going to be well off the target, but DY's moved back in again. So Salve will be cancelled. Fade Bolt will connect. Kuro begins his TP out. Anybody got a stun? Doesn't look like it. Not enough damage in time. Kuro is able to escape, and these 2 supports who went Boots first, both of them went supports first.
Yeah.
Boots first.
It's
hard track down for VG.
It's such a cool little adaptation. You're playing against a Jug, right? You want to be able to outrun the spin Miracle in a lot of trouble.
Yep, spin right on top of him. Nothing Miracle could do about this because he went for the Essence Shift to begin with. There's no pounce, there's no relocate, there's no way to dispel that slow that's there. So VG definitely staying up in the face of Miracle this time. And he's to the long walk of shame. TP's on cooldown.
And this is one way to deal with the last pick Slark, right? Just run at him in the laning phase.
Even stop walking for a second. It's like, wait, should I switch lanes?
No,
should I move?
It is not any better against a Centaur once you're at a level disadvantage.
Speaking of Centaur, 11-3 against 2-2 of Mind Control. Remember, that's a 1v1 lane ever since the Rubik left.
Yeah, but Mars did get there 3 or 4 creeps late, but definitely a strong performance from the Centaur. However, there are a ton of creeps on the tower. It's not as bad as it appears.
It looks bad on the numbers. We didn't have to see the lane first to understand it. As long as he gets the range crease, Mind Control's can be very happy. Oh, Paparazzi's coming again. Rolling bottle forward. They're after Miracle. They're really punishing. Miracle just cannot hit level 2. He's getting a slap down as Mind Control was in game 1. Paparazzi will lose his life for this once again. So they're fueling the power of GH and Kuro, which I'm not quite sure is any better.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think the panels had the best. You know, the supports were really responsible for Liquid's dominance in the early game, and Slark's one of those heroes that will always be able to recover. Now, finally, level 2 Miracle should be able to pounce away when they try and make that same move again. But this is just such a formidable kill lane from Vici. The problem is they're not really securing a CS advantage, and Paparazzi's died twice. So it's not as if they're really ahead in this lane, even though they've been able to kill Miracle multiple times.
Yep. Like, if it wasn't for this creep wave coming down, like, they're like a creep wave ahead right now. A Miracle can't do much about it. He sees the stroke of fate like being prepped. A rolling boulder in towards the mid fade. Moves off the top lane, just harassing into Weeha. It looks like Ori is in no position to actually fight Wee at all.
Yeah, it's not easy to kill a Wind Ranger. DP Earth Spirit's usually able to secure kills like that, but as you can see, we has no trouble whatsoever, no fear. Nice last hit from GH on the Archer with the bolt. And bottom has equalized as well.
Yeah, Mind Control's looking for a 4-minute rune on bottom. He won't get it, however. And if he can control the 2 5-minute runes, then all that sustain just comes back to him. Paparazzi in trouble up on top. The Static Field did a lot of work, and the physical damage from Kuro and GH do it. No! 22 HP, stick charges were there for the Juggernaut. And he'll healing ward up to both himself and DY.
And this is all because the Earth Spirit's rotated out. You don't want to play into tri-lane as Fade's ES, but when Liquid just keep these 3 heroes here, like they have no problem with this. Jug needs levels a lot more than Slark at this phase of the game. And they are now going to start abusing the pulls. Lane is pushing. GH will go over to grab the easy camp.
Legend kick, rolling ball well off target. Kuro goes towards the trees, but they missed the 2 stuns from VG Gaming. So Kuro puts up the ball, tries to keep him in the trees. DY will stay with him. Miracle can't actually slow up DY, so he'll die in the trees, try and juke it. One way around, at least get some damage back. So there will be a rebuttal as GH will arrive into the lane. DY, one more attack. Kuro is actually the one to get the last hit out, but Miracle, he's dealing a lot of agility here, so he can try and turn back into VG Gaming. If he can just connect on one of these pouncers, GH gets the pickup, throw down, spins very hard for namely Miracle. Stick charges give him that extra life, pounces up, and he finds the kill. Fade misses the rolling boulder. He needed to connect on that stun. But with a Creep Wave, Miracle's not going to try and go any further, and the Stroke of Fate barely missing the Slark.
Just out of range, was on target, and Kuro grabbed the runes as this went down.
Oh, hi, Kuro. Also, bye, Kuro. He came for aggressive warding positioning. Actually, no, there's no follow-up. And Ori couldn't hold him there.
I don't know, man. It just feels like business as usual for Liquid. They had arguably the worst start you could have expected. Like Miracle just gets first blooded right off the bat, but they get the counter kill. The little adaptations, the boosts first on the supports. The reason this top lane has gone better than you'd probably expect.
But there's still a lot of strength that comes out the VG lineup. As the panel was saying, like, it's very easy to roll it out, to initiate with like Paparazzi. Like his net worth is still looking good. 2.3k to the 2k off the Slark. Centaur, he's got the early level, so Stampede's available. So if Liquid want to continue to be aggressive, they have ways out. The Death Prophet's getting bigger. Let's see what she's able to do with her Exorcism. VG have things that they can work with. They may have a couple of under-leveled supports at the moment. Like they have a level 2 ES, a level 3, actually Juggernaut's level 3 as well. That's not great. But they're there's some things which are not perfect for them, but they've got more than they did in game 1.
The concern I have is just the net worth on the supports. That's the biggest advantage you can have in the early game is when your supports are in a strong position. Either that or a core utterly able to dominate a lane by himself, but no hero in this game can do that just yet. But being in the safe lane makes this Liquid tri-lane even more formidable. And while they're not going to be able to team fight for some time, we've discussed why VG will be able to just so easily